From the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C.
My name is Leslie Foster. I anchor the 5 and 6 p.m. news here at WUSA, and I'm thrilled to be here with all these avid readers and moms and dads and aunts and uncles and beautiful children here who have a love of reading. And today I have the privilege to introduce a very popular author in our household. And thank goodness she's an author who celebrates the journey in life and not just the destination, and that patience and perseverance are in her DNA, because it took Anna Dewdney 20 years to convince a publisher to print her Llama Llama series. And so indeed, if you were to ask Anna probably what advice she'd give an inspired writer, she'd probably tell you with a smile, don't quit your day job. Is that right? All right. Anna found the title for her endearing series while passing a field of llamas, and she wondered what sound they made. So she came up with Llama Llama as the sound, which sounds really great, Anna, because I looked up the sound that llamas actually make, and I'm thinking hum, hum, or shrill, shrill, or cluck, cluck, or growl, growl probably wouldn't sell as many books. I'm thinking Llama Llama's pretty good. Her newest book is called Llama Llama Time to Share, and by the way, it maintains the #1 spot on the New York Times bestseller list. She's here today to talk about how she writes and how she illustrates, and so without any further delay, please allow me to welcome the amazingly talented wordsmith and illustrator, that's you, Anna Dewdney.
I was just talking to Jordan, her daughter, and I said, wow, aren't you proud of your mom? And she said, yeah. And she said her dad did cool stuff too. So how neat is that? Okay, so hi. My name is Anna. For the little people in the audience, or for the big people who look at my name and say, what is that? My last name is Welsh. And if you want to explain to someone how to say my last name, you just say, dude. My last name is Dewdney. So Dewdney is the way you can remember how to say it, but you can always call me Ms. Anna. That works too. I taught middle school boys for years, and they frequently called me dude. So I respond to that as well. So I'm going to walk away from the microphone now and draw somebody who is always with me inside. He's kind of like my third child, and he's very, very shy because he has never been to Washington, D.C. before, okay? And if you're a small person, you might be able to guess who this is, okay? Thank you. Okay, you guys, there he is. And as I said, he is very shy. So because he's never met you before, he's just going to wave his hoof at you to say hello. Can you guys wave your hooves back at him? Ah, excellent. Thank you. He feels so much better now. Well, is that me? You guys can hear me, right? Okay, so again, my name is Anna. I am a lady who comes to you from the great state of Vermont, where we have as many cows as people. And I am someone who has been a teacher of middle school boys. I have been a furniture salesperson. I have been a waitress. I've done all kinds of things. One of my very favorite jobs of all time was delivering the mail, because I got to sit on the right hand. Did you know that's legal? You can sit on the right hand side of the car, even though, like your steering wheel's on the left, and you can drive like that. That was really fun. But now my full-time job is writing and illustrating kids' books, which was what I wanted to do, literally, I tell you the truth, since I was this tall. Okay, so if there's anybody in the audience who likes to write stories, is there anybody here who likes to write stories? Yeah, all right. So you're already authors. Is there anybody here who likes to make pictures to go with the stories? Yes. Okay, you guys, you can write stories and you can make pictures, and that can be your job. And that means that most of the time when you wake up in the morning, you get to wear your PJs all day long. How sweet is that? That's my job. Okay, and you get to come to cool places like this and meet really, really interesting kids. I am going to read you the very first llama llama story, okay? And in fact, I'm going to read a couple of stories, and then I'm going to talk a little bit, and then I'm going to take questions. Because I'm guessing that if you're a small person, it's kind of the end of the day, and you may need to leave. So I'm going to read stories first. Does that sound good to you guys? Okay. And this is a bedtime story. It's a little early for bedtime, but I suppose it's not that far away. Llama Llama Red Pajama was first written in my brain when my children were very, very small. And I had the story, but it was not a story about a llama. And as the introduction went, this is why it's a llama and not a guinea pig and not a kitten, okay? Or a little boy or a little girl. Llama Llama came about because in the state of Vermont, as I mentioned, we have lots and lots of cows. Until recently, we had more cows than people, and lots of livestock. And it's probably hard to imagine here in DC, but you drive around the state of Vermont and you see lots of animals everywhere. And when my children were small, they would sit in the back seat in their booster seats, and I would drive around the countryside, and I'd see the cows, and I'd go, "Oh, look, girls, look at the cows." And I'd go, "Moo, moo," And I still do this at my advanced age, and with no children in the car. I go, "Moo," every time I see cows. And then we'd see sheep, and I'd go, "Oh, look, girls, look at the sheep." And then I'd right? So, and we see chickens, and lots of chickens in Vermont. And I'd say, "Oh, chickens, look, girls, cluck, 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 chickens, chickens." And we'd do the chicken noises. And then this llama moved in up the road to this field. And I was like, "Oh, girls, look at the llama." And then I stopped. And I thought, "Oh no, okay, what do llamas say?" Does anybody know what llamas say? Llamas don't really say much of anything. I didn't know that at the time. But so I said, "Oh, look, girls, llamas. Oh, llama, 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 llama." Can you guys say llama, 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 llama? Llama, 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 llama. Is that like fun or what? So I just, we drive by the llama and I go, "Oh, llama, 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 llama. And then all of a sudden, the story that was inside me became, oh, llama, llama, red pajama, reads a story with his mama. And there I was, and I was off. Okay, so here we go. Bedtime story. There are 3 characters in most of the Llama Llama books. There are about to be more, but 3 characters in certainly the first couple books. We know the characters. We know Llama Llama. We know Mama Llama. And there is a 3rd character who never says anything, but he shows up on almost every page. And it was suggested to me by an adult fan a couple of years ago that what I should do is call this little character the Dalai Lama. Which I almost did. Actually, I refer to him as the Dalai Lama, but I actually gave him a name now. His name is Fuzzy Llama. And the reason I didn't call him the Dalai Lama, you guys, is because there already is somebody called the Dalai Lama. So, but now we can pretend there are 2. Here we go. Whoa. And if you know this story, you can read it along with me, okay? That is fine. And I'll try not to be too loud, but sometimes I get loud. Llama, llama, red pajama, reads a story with his mama. Mama kisses baby's hair. Mama llama goes downstairs. And they're waving nighty-night with their hooves. Llama llama red pajama feels alone without his mama. Baby llama wants a drink. Mama's at the kitchen sink. And of course, Mama was at the kitchen sink because when I would put my little girls to bed, what would I do? Go down to the dishes because that was the only time I had. Llama llama red pajama calls down to his llama mama. Mama says she'll be up soon. Baby llama hums a tune. You guys hum a tune? Excellent. Oh, you guys are good. Llama llama red pajama, waiting for his mama. Mama isn't coming yet. Oh, baby llama starts to fret. Oh. And if you guys don't know what it means to fret means you get a little worried. Llama llama red pajama whimpers softly for his mama. Mama llama hears the phone. Baby llama starts to moan. Oh, can you guys moan? Oh, yeah. Llama llama red pajama listens quiet for his mama. What is Mama llama doing? Baby llama starts boo-hooing. Oh. Llama llama red pajama hollers loudly for his mama. Baby llama stomps and pouts. Baby llama jumps and shouts. Oh. Okay, raise your hand if you've ever done that. Oh, okay, be honest. Raise your hand if you've ever done that. Okay, well, I have done it, which is how I knew how to draw a baby llama. Llama llama red pajama in the dark without his mama. Eyes wide open, covers drawn. What if Mama llama's gone? Do you guys think she's gone? No. My goodness, but look how worried he is. His eyes are all bugging out. Llama llama red pajama weeping, wailing for his mama. Will his mama ever come? Mama llama, run, run, run. And look what happens. Oh my goodness. He tosses the fuzzy Dalai Lama. And downstairs on the next page, there are no words. But we don't need any words because we can see that Mama hears him. And she tosses the phone. And she runs up the stairs. And she runs down the hall. And she bursts into his room. And there he is, sitting on the bed with his perky little ears. And she says, "Baby llama, what a tizzy. Sometimes Mama's very busy. Please stop all this llama drama and be patient for your Mama." Little llama, don't you know Mama Llama loves you so? Mama Llama's always near, even if she's not right here. And that's true, right, you guys? Your moms and dads cannot be in the same room every single second of every single day, right? It just doesn't happen, but they love you, and you are in their hearts. Llama Llama Red Pajama gets 2 kisses from his mama. Snuggles pillows soft and deep. Baby Llama goes to sleep. And that's the end. Thank you, thank you. So I could see that some people knew this story, which is really cool. All right, so I wrote Llama Llama Red Pajama. And I sent it away, as you do when you're an author. You do something, you pour your heart into it, just everything that is you goes into this book. And the book goes away to the publisher, and then it goes away from the publisher, usually to Asia, and then it comes back a year later, and you're like, oh, wow, okay, that's me inside a book. And you're surprised to see it again. And it never occurred to me that I would do any more Llama Llama books. Did not cross my mind. And then I was in a really, really big store, a store so big that they didn't even have it in the state of Vermont. I had to go all the way to the state of New Hampshire, where they have these things, to go to Walmart. And when I was in Walmart, the next Llama Llama book, which is Llama Llama Mad at Mama, just wrote itself. I just had to put this book down into print. So can anybody make a mad face for me? Any grown-ups? Oh, that's so good. That's a good mad face. Yeah, oh yeah. So I did Llama Llama Mad at Mama, which is about shopping when you really are not in the mood. And then, well, then I had to do Llama Llama Mrs. Mama, which was such a sad book until about halfway through, because it's about going to school for the first time. And he cries. And when I do my books, I really do, it's sappy, but it's true. I become Llama Llama, right? And I'm standing there by my easel, and I'm just investing everything I have into the character. And when Llama Llama is sitting there at the table at school, and he's missing his mom, and I just cried. I'm painting and just feeling miserable for days until finally, you know, the teacher talks to him and the kids talk to him and things get better and he gets perky and then I was feeling good again. So that was Llama Llama Mrs. Mama. Then I did this book called Llama Llama Holiday Drama, which this young lady has in her hands. And that is about the craziness of the holidays. Llama Llama Home with Mama, which is about being sick. And now this one. And this is the second book I'm going to read to you. So if you're a little person and you need to get out of here, you can do that after I read the book. Alrighty. This is Llama Llama, Time to Share. And this was also a very dramatic book for me to do, as you will see, because there are some tense moments. And it introduces a new character. Her name is Nellie New. Ha ha ha. Okay, she's a new or a wildebeest. Some people say GNU. It works either way, but I say new. And Nellie is cool because she has horns and she has real cool mohawk kind of hair and she's got a little beard. I'm actually working on a daddy book about Nellie and her daddy. And her daddy's so much fun because she's this big daddy with big horns. Anyway, here we go. This is about Llama meeting Nellie. It's Llama Llama time to share. Llama Llama playing trains, driving trucks, and flying planes. Someone's at the door. Who is it? Brand new neighbors come to visit. Llama, this is Nellie New. Look, she has a dolly too. And you probably can't see it in the audience, but what was really fun for me to do is that there's Nellie and her mom, and she's holding her little doll, and then there's the baby New, and he's drooling, which is, I just love to paint gross stuff, so that was fun. Mrs. New, Mama says, Mrs. New, would you like tea? Come and have a cup with me. You two kids can play in there, and Llama, don't forget to share. And so Llama and Nellie are walking into the other room, and Llama's like, is not sure about this. Trains and trucks and puzzles too. What's the new girl want to do? Play with kitchen? Build with blocks? Llama opens up his box. Nellie starts to build a town. Llama starts to frown. Nellie New makes walls and stairs. Llama watches from a chair. He's not sure about this. Nellie stacks the blocks up high. Fuzzy Llama wants to try. It's a castle, make it tall. Fuzzy Llama jumps the wall. See, Llama's starting to play now. Build a tower, make a moat. Nellie's dolly rows a boat. What can Llama add? Maybe sharing's not so bad. Little baby New makes noise. Mrs. New gets jingly toys. Baby screams and kicks his feet. Mama thinks it's time to eat. Moms are talking, baby's chewing. Where's that new girl? What's she doing? And here we go. Oh, disaster, dolly drama. Nellie New has Fuzzy Llama. He's not hers. This isn't fair. And we're going to turn the page and see what happens. Llama doesn't like to share. And I don't know if you guys can see the picture, but Nellie had Fuzzy Llama and her doll, and she was feeding them, and then Llama saw it, and he pulled Fuzzy away. And I'm going to turn the page. And this is the drama. Okay, Fuzzy Llama's arm comes right off, and Llama is left holding Fuzzy's arm. And you don't need any words on that page to see what happened. Fuzzy Llama ripped in two, all because of Nellie New. It's a llama emergency. Mama, fix his arm for me. And they run to Mama, where she is having coffee with Mrs. New. And she says, a bit of thread and good as new. But this is what we're going to do. She sews him right up. I'll put Fuzzy on the stairs until you're sure that you can share. So she puts Fuzzy Llama right on the stairs where Llama can see it. Nellie, sorry. Llama too. It's time for something else to do. Maybe tractors? Maybe not. Like to dress up? Not a lot. Let's play kitchen, make a cake. Nellie mixes, Llama bakes. Look, our fancy cake is done. But what would make this game more fun? Fuzzy Llama on the stairs. Llama thinks it's time to share. Playtime's over. It's the end. But Llama has a brand new friend. Nellie will be back, and then Llama wants to share again. So that's the new one. Thank you so much. Now, is there anyone who would like to ask me a question? I think the way this is going to work is that if you have a question, you can go to a microphone and you'll have to speak loudly because Anna sometimes has trouble hearing. I would love to hear from small people, tall people, anyone who wants to ask me a question. You can ask me a question about anything. I do not care. Ask me how old I am. 46. I earned those years.
How did you learn to write really good?
Thank you for that lovely question. Very eloquent. How did I learn to write so well? Thank you. I started writing when I was your age, and I love the way words sound. Okay? So I like to make up lots of silly words, and I like to make rhyming words. And I have been writing ever since I could hold a pencil. How's that? Okay.
When did you want to write Llama Llama stories?
I think I wanted to write Llama Llama stories from even before when my children were born. But when my children were born, I knew I had to write Llama Llama stories. Thank you for the question.
What was the favorite book you wrote?
Oh, that's so tricky. I think, you know what? There are little pieces of each book that I really, really like, and always my favorite book is the one I'm working on right now, the one that I'm working on at the present time. You know what? I think it's not my favorite, but I have a very soft spot for Mad at Mama, because I like to make mad faces.
When did you start writing books at?
I started writing books from, I was very, very small, so before kindergarten. It's a really fun job. I recommend it.
How did you draw llama so good?
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for that question. How do I draw llama? Thank you. I draw llama mostly by feeling the way llama feels. I look at people a lot, so I look at people, not so much llamas. I look at llamas sometimes, but mostly I look at people and I make the faces myself. That's what I do.
Did you go to an art school?
I did not go to art school. I went to a liberal arts college and I majored in art. Go figure. I'm sure my parents were thrilled about that. This young man can hardly reach the microphone, but he is doing a very good job of drawing. Oh, young lady, I'm sorry. Can you ask me a question?
Can I help you?
Go for it.
Her question was if you were ever gonna translate or write the books in Spanish.
Oh, that's an excellent question. Thank you so much. The Llama Llama Red Pajama is in Spanish, and the other ones are not in Spanish yet. Why they're in Polish, Korean, Chinese, Russian, and a whole bunch of other languages and not in Spanish is a really good question, one I keep on asking my publisher. I'm working on it.
How did you think about the ideas for the books?
Thank you for that question. I thought about the ideas from the books. Mostly, the books start with a feeling, okay? So like with Mad at Mama, it was being in a store and just being frustrated about shopping. And I knew I had to write that book. And also there were lots of little people that were frustrated too. They start with a feeling. And a feeling usually that I have or that I understand my children to be having.
What's your favorite color?
Oh, wow, that's a great question. What is my favorite color? I'm very partial to blues. You know, lots of blues in my books.
Me too.
Yeah? Awesome. Do you like purple too? Yeah, I like purple too. When I was little, I had the coolest purple pantsuit, and I really wish I still had it. But I like your shirt very much. Thank you for that question.
How did you become a successful author?
Oh, okay. This is how I became a successful author. By not listening to anybody who told me that I couldn't do it. And I tell you, if there's anybody out here who's a writer, lots and lots of people will tell you can't do it. Okay, and I particularly remember I would go down to New York City. Okay, back in the days, pre-digital days. You know, like I had a portfolio that was this big. And I went down when I was pregnant. I remember walking around the streets of New York City. It was really windy, and I kept on knocking people over with my portfolio. And I would walk into these publishers' offices and show them my work, and they'd be like, "Oh, yeah, this is cute. You know, it's really too mass market for us, or it's really too trade. It's too high end for us." And no, whatever, buy my writing. And one woman that I remember this so well, and I keep on waiting to run into her. She said to me, she was an editor an editor-in-chief at a publishing house, and she looked at my work and all my rhyming and everything, and she said, "I'm really sorry, Anna, but you know your work just isn't kid-friendly." And I waited until I was downstairs, you know, like on the street before I started crying. But I was like, I know she's wrong. I know it. Anyway, so persevere. That's my suggestion. Yes, young lady.
How did you write those books?
I wrote by practicing and practicing and practicing. Thank you for the question.
I need, excuse me, I need you to help me get out of the doghouse.
Okay.
You had a partnership with a store, not the one that's a sponsor here or the one that you mentioned before, where your books were being sold and the plushes too. So I missed one of the plushes, the fuzzy.
The fuzzy plush.
So my question is, will you be restarting that partnership to have those plushes again, and probably since there's a new character with the new one as well?
Maybe. Are you thinking of the very large store that sold my books very inexpensively? Yes. That's a great system. That's a great store. I love that. And I can probably mention it, but I won't. Anyway, I'm really hoping they do that again, because that was just so cool to be able to buy a hardcover book for $5. You know, and you could also get plushes. So I'll suggest it again.
And one other thing, my wife wants me to get the picture that you drew.
Oh, well, you're going to have to talk to these folks. They may want it. Thank you.
How did he dare share?
I'm sorry, honey?
How did he dare share?
How did he dare to share?
Dare share.
I need someone to translate.
Why didn't he want to share?
Oh, that's a very good question. I think he just, he's so attached to his fuzzy Dalai Lama that he didn't want anybody else to touch it. And I think it's really hard to share. I think it's hard for little people to share. I think it's hard for big people to share. That's what I think. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But he figured out it was more fun to share. Thank you. Wow, this is so cool that there are some small people asking some big questions.
I like the book Llama Llama Learns to Share.
Thank you, honey. I really appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Oh, I have 10 minutes. Okay.
What did he teach?
I'm sorry?
What did he teach?
What did he teach? I'm not sure what you mean by that. What did he teach? Oh, what did I teach? Okay, so I worked at a junior boarding school for dyslexic boys. And if you don't know what that is, I'll explain. It's a boarding school for young children, okay? So the children only went to this boarding school in Vermont if they were severely impacted in terms of reading. So I had, the kids ranged in age from 8 to maybe 16, and by the time they came to my school, they were there because they could not read and could not read in any other setting. So I taught reading, I taught art, I taught social studies, I taught tutorial, and I think that may be why Llama Llama is a little boy, because when I actually wrote this version of Llama Llama that got published, I was teaching my boys. And so I had little girls, I also had 40 little boys. And my job involved teaching. It also involved doing put to bed. I read stories every night, it was kind of a crazy schedule. So if I didn't have my children, I had 40 boys. But I very much identify with boys as well as girls.
How come it took you 20 years to publish?
That's an excellent question. Because people have very strong ideas about what they think they can sell, okay, and what they think people will like. And the publishing industry is a really tough business now, and everybody has a very strong opinion about what they want to publish. And I don't know. It's just that I'm not alone. I know a lot of people that maybe not 20 years, but 10 or 15 years. Maybe 2 more questions.
What was your favorite book when you were a little girl?
That's an excellent question. Thank you so much. What was my favorite book when I was a little girl? I had so many favorites. So many. I really liked Higgledy Piggledy Pop by Maurice Sendak, which is one of his lesser-known books. I was a little older than you when I loved that book. Mr. Rabbit's Lovely Present was one that he illustrated that I loved. So I like early Maurice Sendak. And I love Barbara Cooney was later on, but I love work by Barbara Cooney. I loved fairy tales. I loved all kinds of books. Thank you for that question. One more.
What's your favorite book now?
Ooh, what is my favorite book now? Well, it could be Higgledy Piggledy Pop by Maurice Sendak. I have a lot of very, very favorite books, and I find new favorite books all the time. Isn't it fun to read? It's so awesome. And you guys are all here because you love to read. So thank you. Thank you very much.
This has been a presentation of the Library of Congress. Visit us at loc.gov.